So recently, we bought ibuprofen because we ran out headache medicine. And I couldn't find it. And my partner was like, oh no, I don't know where we left it. And then we searched around and we eventually found it. That was a week ago. I have no idea where it is. I know it exists. We found it. I saw it. I touched it. I took one of them out of the box. I don't know where it is. I have lost it. With this sunlight coming in, I am almost the same color as this paper on like on the hottest spots. I might have to close these blinds a little bit. So I got a little less heat coming off of that. Hang on one second. Wait, I can do this. That's a little better. Now I feel like my glasses are reflecting more somehow, but whatever. Who came here to look into my eyeballs? Come on. Jesse, did you contract include a required Casey collaboration? Are you two package deal? No, we are not a package deal. But I was happy after the meeting, and they were like, "Yay, glad you're on board." And I was like, "Yay, me too." And they're like, and Casey's also here, so we're gonna announce you two together. And I was like, "Yeah!" I was hoping. I was definitely hoping. I love working with Casey. Casey is like top tier dude. So, we are not a package deal, but I will happily and excitedly work with him in probably any situation. I don't think there's one that we've done that I haven't enjoyed, aside from playing like a survival game, but that was the game's fault. And it's hard to think of one that's like, here's a scenario. No, it's just he's great. Congrats, thank you. Thanks, Crawdad. Chemistry is great together. I think so. I think he's a delightful man, and I love working with him. What scheme is this? It's up to us. This document is just called RPG Help Desk today. I was thinking of making a one-page lore, but really, if people were like, I got more little god ideas, little deities, or someone was like, I got a question, or someone was like, look at this art. How would you make this a monster? I'll just get completely sidetracked. I don't have a set thing other than, yeah, let's do a thing. Also, hi, Honey Money. It's not giving me the noise that you rated. And maybe in like 20 seconds, it'll like surprise us all with it. So I was waiting for that. But whatever. Hey, Honey Money. Hey, everybody rated with Honey Money. How'd your stream go? Aside from his wrong interpretation of eye bleach. He's got the wrong interpretation of eye bleach, but you know, he eats his steak correctly. So relationships are all about give and take. Any ideas for a subject of that lore? Just a place? Just what's a cool place to introduce, to be like, hey, this is a thing in the world. I mean, we could pitch some ideas, but for their strange places. Well, they got it. I mean, they don't have to be completely strange, but they gotta be a little strange. You gotta be fun to read about. You gotta be like, if I had a character from this place, what would they be like? If I met an NPC from this place, if I made an NPC from this place, what would they be like? Hey, Isabel? Am I saying that right? Hey, Isabel, how are you doing? Are you a first-time chatter? No, you're a raider. Hey. Coming from Honey Money. Might have a cool monster for you. My houseplant looks like a dude standing up. I love it. I have multiple mannequins in my living room that are in various states of dress and undress, and they have scared the badoo out of me multiple times. So I feel like a houseplant shaped like a dude is a good plan. Like a mimic. I feel like we could make houseplant that look like person. I think that'd be fun. Went well. I cried a lot. Were you playing a game that was like very emotional? Were you? Was it a good cry? Was it like a bad cry? Was it like I needed to get out of my system? Have you read the list of things Mr. Welch is not allowed to do in RPGs? Hey Josh, I love that list. I am no longer allowed to carry liquid explosives and a syringe. There's a lot of really funny ones in that. Just say Isa. All right. Hi, Isa. Or Isa. Probably Isa. Like Isabel. Not Isa, like isolated. It's probably Isa. Is it Isa? A city in a hedge maze? Okay, hold on. I really like this idea of a city in a hedge maze. I feel like a hedge maze wouldn't work on my initial thought, because my thought is you make the city a maze so the people in the city learn the maze, and then anyone who's like trying to attack gets confused and stuck. It's actually why in old places steps were uneven. So people who were supposed to be there and like walked it every day would know which steps are what. But if you were ever invaded and people would come in and try to go up your stairs, they'd stumble a lot more because they didn't know which steps were bigger. So like, what if it was like carved out of something? Because if you have a hedge maze and you're like, we got to get to the center, you can just kind of bulldoze your way in. Like, what is something other than like plants that you can set up as a maze? Because I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. I like hedge maze place. Just talking about life. Aw, okay. Well, like, if you want to talk more about it, you can tell me about it. But you can also be like, Jesse, I already cried on my stream. Don't freaking bring up these wounds. And I'll go, okay. And then you can just either have a good time here, or you can just go do your post-stream stuff. That's up to you. I'd say more a dryad. Ooh, or even thinking bigger, like a tree person. I do have a whole thing on tree people. Okay, I gotta do plant that look like dude. These are current ideas. Dryad could be fun. Tree person, always fun. I love tree people. Well, I couldn't help it, so I probably needed to get it out of my system since I couldn't stop. Aww. Okay, well, I'm glad you got out of your system. And I bet everyone in chat was, like, very supportive. Exactly, it is Isabel. Okay, I got it right. But that one was used everywhere. That's fair. So Isa or Izzy is the nick? As a nickname, I'm thinking. Hey, Deeps. In a meeting, but I'll pop back in whenever free again. Cool. Ice. Ooh, ice. Ooh, coral. Ooh. Mannequin maze. Wait, like it's it's a bunch of mannequins like stacked together. Stone is too obvious. I agree with you, Discordia. Stone is too obvious. That's why I said it as like the idea, but was not committed to it. Coral and ice. I really like. I feel like ice might be. Oh man, which is harder to get through, coral or ice? If it's coral, okay, so if it's ice, clearly cold environment. If it's coral, could we? I already have one place that's like specifically made half sea people, half land people, where it's a city that starts on land, moves onto the beach, it moves into the tide, and then has part of the city on floating rafts above, and part of the city built underneath with like extra man-made rivers and stuff going out from the sea or back into the sea or whatever. So you have more like mobile paths of water. So I don't want to say my first thought is like coral, and then they can like flood it and unflood it and stuff. But it's like I feel like that's too close to what I already made. But I do like the idea of coral. Gotta make dinner. All right, you make dinner. Everyone in chat is always supportive, and I love them. I agree. Everyone in chat is supportive, and I love them. Oh, mannequin parts. Ooh. How do you miss this ice? Coil could partially submerged, wholly submerged. Leaning ice then. I don't know. I don't know which way I'm leaning. Because, like... ice versus coral. Okay. Let's do some... We're going to move you up here. You can go up here. Plant man. If you want something strange, could be covered in strangely... Ooh, coherent fog. Okay. Okay. Oh, gosh. We're going to get into, like, spatial displacement if I get into this, though. So it could be a maze where the walls are made up of fog. The walls are made up of fog. But if you go into the fog, you no longer move through space in a linear fashion, so you'll end up popping out in a random location somewhere else in the maze. So you walk into the fog here, but you're going to walk out of the fog. Oh, that's off camera over here. And then you go, uh-oh, and you go back in the fog there, but now you're going to pop out over here. So I took my nail polish off. So your only way to reliably get through is to follow the paths. That's super weird. Okay, if we do it that way, what if the idea was it was a okay, this is a dumb idea, maybe. What is that? How does this sound? Okay, so you know you have like haunted houses, and it's like, oh, this graveyard was haunted. Ooh, this insane asylum's haunted. Oh, this hospital's haunted, or whatever. And it's like, oh, all this weird stuff happens, and the ghosts, and they bang things. It's like, okay, what if you had a haunted place? You had a haunted whatever. And like, so all the spooky stuff happens, and the ghosts are there. But then what if the ghosts leave? What if they're like, you know what? Someone came by and they made our peace. And like they helped us all make our peace, or like we just moved on, or I don't know, ghost bomb happened and they all got wiped away. I don't know. So now you have a haunted place with all the trappings of a haunted place, but without any actual danger of ghosts. So you have that weird, like, spatial displacement. You can have strange like happenings and all that, but it's just haunted. Like, it's not malicious, and there's no one guiding it. It's like, you know, if you went to a theme park and there's all the rides around. It's like it's still just a theme park. So that way you could the fog walls wouldn't act as literal walls, but they would still deter you from not following the paths of the place. Hey, Italian. You could instead have the fog pop you out from the opposite wall you went in. So you've moved backwards, but you're still facing the same way. Oh, okay. So basically all walls are connected via portals, like game portal style. So if you walk in this way, you'll always come out that way. And if you walk in this way, you always come out that way. When you walk in, you always. So whatever wall is immediately behind you, you'll pop out there. That would probably be easier to manage than randomizing it. I like that idea. Crawdad says, I was thinking about making a sandbox game where the PCs explore a large unmapped island. I'm not sure what to use for antagonists who already live there. I want to avoid anything that stinks of savage native tropes. That's a good call on that one. That was my slack. For anyone who was worried. Expecting them to make friends or do diplomacy isn't a viable option. I know they have fun fighting stuff. Do you have to have the antagonists be intelligent? Like, can you have the antagonist be, the apex predator of the island? Can you have the antagonist be, there's a portal to hell and demons use this island as their beach vacation? Can you have the antagonist be there's something very important they want to get from this island, but there's a big old storm coming that's so big it's gonna it's gonna flood the island for decades. So much water is gonna douse it, and now Mother Nature is the antagonist. They're working against the clock. Could you do something like that? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Or what could work for you? Because I agree. The savage native trope, good thing to avoid. Fungus Fire says, I must have some consciously listen because I don't know anything, but you just said, but I was working on, on a time-based hedge-based puzzle. Nice. I imagine weaponized traps, which pipe more fog. Ooh, through hoses and grates. Oh, I like that. That'd still be disorienting, but a lot easier to run. Yeah, I agree, Italian. I agree a lot. Oh, Fungus Fire says ancient defense system. That's also true. From a civilization that is no longer there for some reason. To be determined by you. Disgrace is an old fisherman who lives in his beach house with a small army of lawn gnomes. No, we don't know why he has them. With a random teleport, you don't always have the choice to instantly solving the maze. That's true. Yeah, I like your idea of showing up behind. Does the formerly haunted air... I'm not playing any music. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I even doing if I'm not playing music? Why? Okay, let's see. They got Shenmue. What else they got? I'm going back to JP Soundworks because can crank out some real bangers. Saga Frontier. I don't even know what that game is. Let's listen to that music. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Hey, Judge Giraffe. How are the giraffes? Are they very judgeable today? Your appreciative message of affirmation always is appreciated by me, sir. Aw, thank you, Judge Giraffe. That's actually why I left it up, because some days I need to hear that, so I figure sometimes other people read that, and sometimes other people need to too. So I'm really glad that that is appreciated by you, and you like it, which is just another one's way to say appreciated. So that was a dumb way to end that sentence, but there we go. Some of that could work, but I feel like there needs to be a more intelligent enemy to make things interesting. Could we give capitalist? Could we have someone who is clearing the island of all its valuable resources so he could pawn it off and sell it as beachfront property to rich people? Gonna destroy local habitats. Maybe there's some important animals there. An old civilization. Treasure. Saga is old school? Oh, cool. Operation Get Jesse to the Wind was a success. Congrats, Jesse. Thank you, Jobbly Wobbly, and hi, Jobbly Wobbly. It was a success. I'm quite happy. I'm quite chuffed, as they say. I like the term chuffed. Hi, Josh. Also says old RPG. Okay. I don't judge others as a rule and credo. That's good. It is a lovely message. I do appreciate you. Aw, thank you. I appreciate you too. Sounds too relatable for capitalism killing the planet. But Fern Gully is a classic to me. This is classic. I think. Judge because I like FF Tactics and 12. I'm assuming that's a character in those games. I threw some more ideas at Crawdad, so now I'm gonna wait. So while we're waiting on Crawdad, okay, we're gonna do this haunted hedge maze. Walls of fog pop you out. It's just haunted maze. Actually, it's not hedges. Pop you out behind where you were, facing the same direction. Okay, we have ice maze. And we have coral maze. I am a bit of a spooky boy, so I like the idea of the haunted maze, but I want to know what we can do with ice. So ice maze. I feel like a really fun defense for ice maze could be some level of temperature control. So it's like, oh no, we're being invaded. And like people come in and then they can kind of raise the temperature in areas and actually cause the walls to start moving. It's like, oh, we have like an underground furnace like pipe system, and we're gonna turn the heat up in district D5, and it's gonna make, because that's where these people are going, and it's gonna make the ice walls start sliding, and then we're gonna trap them in there. Ooh, I like reflectives. That's cool. Reflective and confusing. That's good. Slippery. Also good. Icicle pit traps? It's a good theme. Because I just like pit traps. We can have icicle pit traps because that matches. Heated floor to change walls and trap people. The whole maze is a giant elemental. Ooh. I have a place that we made called Leerbotten where it's like a swamp and it's like literally over a sleeping like kaiju. If I make this a giant elemental, I feel like I will be charged with duplicating ideas. Standard ice level rules. Always slipping. It's true. Don't wait on me. You gave me some good options to think about. It's a very long-term project. Oh, I'm just gonna pop in and out with ideas. Like, but my way of doing stuff is usually darting between ideas. So like, I'm gonna answer your question, pitch some ideas. Other people will do that, and then when I am out of ideas and have to move on, then you know, I'll just work on this. So like, if you got more things to say, do say them. Body temperature drops as you move through the maze the longer you take. Ooh, yeah. That would be... So, like... Get colder as you go. That's a real problem. What about ice spheres rolling around like marbles? Ooh. That's pretty good. Ooh, dire penguins. Ice marbles. You better watch out for those dire penguins. They will attack. They'll eat you like normal penguins eat fish. They'll just be like, and you just eat you. Comes down to fight or flight. Penguins only have one option. Is it flight? Oh, wait, no, they can't fly. I get the joke now. Someday I'll get around to homebrewing my idea of what the Way of Four Elements monk subclass should be. Rules as written is pretty objectively bad. I haven't read it, but you're probably right. It's probably objectively bad. I feel like monks always get complained on for being not so great. Monk can be simple to a fault sometimes, yeah. This is worth more than the usual $2 joke. Love it. I'm glad. I'm glad it's worth more than the usual $2 joke. Okay. Coral Maze. Subclass, more fist. Like speed boxer. Also high pants. Monks are incredible. Subclasses are the problem. So that's your answer. Just take 2 levels of monk. Boom. Or 1 level. I don't know. Subclasses start at 3, don't they? In 5e. Coral. Sharp as hell. Let's see. Yeah, I was thinking that. So Tide. So they can flood it, but don't have to. But Way of the Four Elements could be interesting. They just didn't write it that way. Get a solid gash. Like, I got a solid gash in my leg when I bailed off a surfboard and caught it in my ankle up to mid-calf. Ooh, yeah, Coral will do that. Hidden attack animals in Coral. Like crab with coral on back. So it's like you have a little crab, and it's just like nestled up in a little thing, and you don't know it's there. But then it goes and gets up, and it has like coral coming off its shell. Blue ring octopus traps. Ooh. Amphibious and aquatic enemies evolve and receive bonuses. I like that. Coral would have nets? In what way? Oh, wait, hang on. Can't climb because too sharp. Fish theme. Okay. Like net traps? Like you got a little whoop. Or is that like a thing of coral I am unaware of? Fish would dart out of the holes in the walls as water levels fluctuate. Eels and fish dart out of holes as water levels fluctuate. I say water levels rise. Hey, Soundy. Hey, Jesse. Electrified selections from Electric Eels. Ooh. I like it. Crabs armed with knives. A knife! Broken shipwreck and cannons to use if you have the necessary skills. Ooh. Where would the coral be located? Like, it would need to be, I guess, near... Okay. What? What if you have something like... You should get Blight in on the coral one. He had a lot of Sea of Thieves idea. Oh, I should. Like, what about something like a Gulf of Mexico style thing? That could have water drained out of it somehow. I don't know. How are we going to control these sea levels? Like, at 17th level, you learn Discipline that lets you cast 5th level spell for more than 1/3 of your key points. Compare that to a full caster who can cast the same spell since level 9, and it's not very impressive. Plus, it's not a unique ability. Yeah, that's garbage, Talion. I agree with you. That's a terrible high-level ability. Thinking of Sandbox for my friends who primarily want to play 5e. So even if the thematic enemy is exploitation or capitalism, I still need a bunch of monsters to fight. I've used Undead too recently. I don't really think devils or demons, but I guess I'll have to make up some kind of aberration or outsider as cannon fodder. Okay. So, like... Could the capitalist who's exploiting the island, could it be like a pyramid scheme? So they got a bunch of henchmen that you could use as cannon fodder? Like henchmen who are also in on the pyramid scheme and then pulling more henchmen in so that they can go higher on the pyramid scheme? And then also, if they have more henchmen, that means that they could stop being cannon fodder. But they don't tell the new henchmen that. Hoses and water jets. Pretty good. Coral could be near the coast, right? Yeah, I'm definitely thinking near the coast. Coral could infect character with secret curse disease. Ooh, person that could turn person into coral. Ooh. That's nasty. I like it. Hydraulics and dams. That's good. Like a whole network. And also with the, if you have the henchman idea, it could be that like, oh, they just think, oh, these are just normal people. And then like they discover that it's a big pyramid scheme and that all these people are at the base of the bottom of the pyramid. And then they're trying to get more people as the bottom of the pyramid so they can get out of the way of the party who's taking them out. And then if they don't care, they're like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. So what? We came here to fight. You have a structure to have an enemy create a resistance army against the players, but not necessarily one that, you know, it's like, oh, they don't care that it's a pyramid scheme. Like, okay. It still works the same for you. Need to go get dinner. Bye. Have fun. Could be Modrons? What's a Modron? But yeah, basically I want to rewrite it so its unique abilities that scale if you use your level up are elementally grouped so that you can attune to specific elements when you rest. Oh, that's cool. That sounds awesome, Talion. That sounds way better than cast a level 5 spell. Oh, there isn't a theory out there that crabs are the perfect organism and that all life will eventually evolve to crabs. I think that's an incorrect theory. Like, there was a paper that was written about something about how, like, multiple species evolved into crabs or something like that. But it's not that all things will evolve into crabs. I think it might have been a paper on converging... What's it called? Convergence evolution? I think. I forget what it is. I don't think the actual thing is about how crabs are the ultimate life form, or that all things on a long enough timeline will evolve into crabs. But that's kind of the joke that came out of it. So they think they're going to be their own arch villain one day. Yes, exactly. They all think if they could get enough people under them, they'll make it to the part of the pyramid they're on will be much higher, and then they'll be sitting pretty on top of all the people that they scammed. I like that idea. I think I will use something like that as a rival enemy group that is also exploring the island. Cool! Look at us. Look at us help. Look at us go. If you got more to ask or say about it, you're welcome to. Like, take a short rest to attune air. Now you can move faster and jump higher, spending key points. Do other... take another rest. You can pull boulders out of the ground and throw them. Cover yourself in rock to resist damage. That sounds way cooler. Stonefish trap. They are basically the landlines of the ocean. And conefish, that's a silly name. I love that this could basically be all natural defenses. Doesn't have to be any malicious intent from the enemies. Or just use them as natural things. Like, oh, when we flood the city, if we open Bay 2 of the dam, that'll flood this part of the connecting ocean. And that has a lot of stonefish in it. So we're basically just going to flood it with landmines. But once you deflood the city, then you know, they go out with the water. And if one gets stuck, you can pick it up and throw it, or it just dies. I like stonefish. Hang on. Stonefish. And other poison. Poison? Are they poisonous? Or are they venomous? They're not venomous because they don't bite you. And then you could do like ankle deep. And that way you're actually walking, or like hip deep. And it's like, ah, what a defense. It's okay. I could walk through water. It's like the real thing is there's poisonous fish under your feet. It would be fun if there was a status effect that if you don't act on it, you become part crab. I love that. I think that would be hilarious. Crab curse? Be like, you could just actively stop being crab if you do these actions, but if you don't, you'll start being crab. Mainly I want to do the next one as a sandbox so I don't have to make up stuff before every session or manage an epic plot, which I do enjoy, but I think I want to break when the current one is done. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You should definitely, like, mix it up. I think that's a good idea, is doing the sandbox. I've never tried that. I think that could be fun. You'll have to tell me how it goes and what you did so I can learn from you. Argle Bargle, hey, Larson. How are you doing? Just count the 13th and 17th options for way the 4 elements monk are. You cast a spell as an unreasonable... for an unreasonable number of key points. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Do not pick up a stonefish. Okay, with safety gear. Clownfish leather to negate an enemy's. Oh, that's pretty good. Dang, I forgot that the discipline you get at 6th level where you can use half your key points to cast a level 2 spell. Ooh. Okay. So, like, let's say you cast a level 2 spell and you cast, what's Hugify? What's it? Add or reduce size? I've used that spell and I forget what it's called. Big or small. Enlarge or diminish, something like that. Enlarge, reduce. Thank you. I was halfway there. And I had the spirit of it in all of them. So, like, but that raises your attack by, like, you go up, you damage, like, a D4 or something? Like, it's not that great. I mean, that'd be cool. And you're like, hey, I'm a big old monk. But, like, well, there's probably, like, there's probably a better one, because there's probably some sort of, like, lingering touch attack spell, so you can, like, make your fists on fire, like acidic touch or something. Annoying seagulls circle around you and steal your trinkets. Ha ha ha. Hey, seagulls steal your food and items. I'm leaning coral. I really love the haunted idea, and I think ice is fun. But I don't know. There's just something about the ability to, like, flood it that I'm really feeling. What are you all feeling? We haven't even gotten into the haunted part. We only did the one thing. I really love the idea of a de-haunted, and that's not even spelled, haunted area. But I'm not sure if it works as well in this exact scenario. It's an AoE spell that does 3d8 damage and makes a loud noise. It's like Thunderclap or something. Oh, wait. You cast a level 2 spell. Like, you don't get to pick a level 2 spell. You cast this one particular level 2 spell, Talion? If that's so, an AoE that does 3d8 damage and makes a loud noise? Yeah, that's... How did that get past QA? That's terrible. Wow. That's an embarrassment. "5e is absolutely terrified of actually letting players be large, so everything that should, by rights, let you large is super nerfed." Yeah, I think it's because getting large in 3rd edition was busted. And they are still afraid of it. Up and including making playable centaurs medium size, which is silly. Yeah, they're just like donkeys. Maybe someday I'll hijack a RPG help desk to brainstorm abilities. Heck yeah. I think that would be fun. I would have to look at the... You'll send me the, like, some link to it so I can read it. Because I don't know about the monk. I also have never... Well, I've played, like, a level... I made a... For one campaign, I got to play, but it was only, like, level 5, and then I think we only played, like, 6 sessions or so. But I was a monk druid multi-class, which was fun. So that means I've had a maximum of like 2 or 3 levels of monk. Because I didn't know if I could be an animal with flurry of blows, but I thought it'd be funny, so I went with it. Also, monks in 5e seem to be way less restricted in stuff than like 3e monks. Because I think it was 3e monks was like, you can use your fists. All right. That's it. Bye. And then you got like other stuff too, but like weapon-wise, you had like nothing. And what you call it? 5e monks, you got more weapon options. You can also, if you're a druid, cast Shillelagh on your own staff, which is pretty nice. Not super great though. Just really, was never as good of the party in any other scenario, except the time we had a cart but didn't have a horse, so I just became a horse to pull the cart. That worked out. I was the only one that could do that. Every other scenario, pretty much everybody else was better than me in any scenario. Okay, so Coral Maze. What's Coral look like? Coral. That's my Slack. So colorful. Oh, that's a whole thing. Okay, so here's my thought. It was a place that was... Oh, I'm out of music. Hang on. We gotta fix that. We hit the end of Saga Frontier. 1 hour. Oh, come back here. 1 hour of relaxing music. Parasite Eve, ODST. OST, not ODST. That's not the person I want, though. I want JP Soundworks. Specifically. We listen to Silent Hill. Octopath Traveler music? I don't know what their music is. Star Ocean music? I don't know what that is. I'm going here. This is Octopath Traveler, lo-fi. Octopath Traveler, I feel like, was not a good name for a game. But it kind of grew on me. And then they came out with Project Triangle Strategy. And I was like, that's the worst name for a game I've ever heard. There's no way they're keeping that name like they did with Octopath Traveler. And then they did. Yeah, they did terrible names. Corals like little trees without leaves, but full of other kinds of life. And you're already on images. Never mind. No, but I like I like reading the text about it. This is just like, what does it look like? What's the colors? Has you know, the text that you are writing is also very important, John Lee Wombly. I always put a M in the second part. It's Jombly Wobbly, but I always say Jombly Wombly. There's no M before the B in wobbly. But I kind of like slipped one in there. Like how I add an L to both. Because I say both. It's not how the word is spelled. Fun random fact. According to Jeremy Crawford, having C invisibility in 5e does not negate disadvantage against attacking visible creatures. Why not? Okay. How does see invisibility work? If you're just seeing an invisible thing, like you would see a normal thing, then yes, that sounds silly. If you are seeing an invisible thing as like a shadowy pseudo figure of something that's there but is invisible, I could see that. Coral bleaching is a real thing and a big problem. Oh yeah, absolutely. Where the gosh, I forget how it is, but yeah, the coral is getting more sun than it has gotten at any point in history that we're aware of, and like is getting bleached by the sun and is dying. Yeah, it's a real thing. How do you feel about turn-based combat? Octopath is spiritual successor. Go Live Alive. I don't know what Go Live Alive is. Oh, probably to Live Alive. I don't know what Live Alive is. I don't love it or hate it. I think if it's used in a way that I enjoy, kind of like first person or third person or action or horror or comedy, like there's nothing about it that I am going to immediately give a pass to because I love it so much. But yeah. Forget what I was saying. Where was it? Oh yeah, turn-based combat. Yeah, like if the game is built well around it, heck yeah. But like it could be just as crappy as everything else. I don't especially like it or dislike it, I would say. Yeah, everyone does save Yahtzee because he knows the reference, but it's a joke that keeps on giving. Wait, what's the joke that keeps on giving? I missed that one. So you can see them, but you still have disadvantage. As if... Is it... What's the text? Hang on. See... Invisibility. 5e. 5ER, sure. Oh, everybody does... Oh, okay, I got it. The Wombly. Wait, what's the joke? Wait, what is Jombly Wobbly from? Okay, for the duration, see invisibility. One action. For the duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible. You can see into the ethereal plane. Ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent. Okay, so here's the thing. For ethereal creatures and objects, they appear ghostly and translucent. That I could see an argument for for you don't, you still have disadvantage because you're not actually seeing them as a thing. But this part where you see them as if they are visible, yeah, you should not get disadvantage for that. Also, here's a question. How do you know you're seeing something that's invisible? So, like, if you just have invisibility, you have see invisibility on, and you walk into a room, and there's 3 people in the room. How do you know if one of those people is invisible? Like, it makes sense if it was a ghostly and translucent thing, and then you're like, that's a ghostly translucent person right there. And I have seen invisibility. It must be a thing. Yeah, I'll go get it. Thank you for explications. I'll go grab the package. So, like, how do you know that you're seeing something that's invisible? I'll be right back. All right. Package is now inside, although when you get home, you may want to look at it because whoever sent this package, the package was broken and taped back together, but arrived broken. So I think I didn't look at what was in it because Christmas is around the corner. Whatever's in it might be totally safe, but it was also just hanging together by tape. And it wasn't like oh, it broke mid transport looking thing. It was like, this is a box that's, 2 feet long. I forget how big the box is. And then we cut off the last 6 inches, and then we taped it to the thing, and then that fell apart in transit, and it's just kind of dangling on there. Live. Oh, okay. Invisibility also imposes disadvantage against creatures with blind sight. What does a blind creature care if you're invisible? That's stupid. That's very dumb. One freaks out because they aren't used to being seen. That makes sense. Yeah, when you get home, definitely check it. To make sure, A, it's all there, that nothing fell out, and B, that nothing is broke. I assume you recognize the invisible one by how they're giggling and picking their boogers. And they realize they look really alarmed when you stare directly at them. Yeah, I 100% agree with you all and disagree with the official. If you see them as if they were visible, I don't see why you would have a disadvantage. Like, I really don't understand that. Again, this part, I could make an argument for. Not this. That's wild. All right, coral. All right. So we have... Okay. I'm thinking somewhere... We're dealing with fantasy. We don't have to think natural means. We could say, oh, there was a thing, you know, sort of Gulf of Mexico-y, because that's just an easy one to go with. It's way bigger than what I'm thinking for this, but still. So you got that, and then this big, powerful wizard group was like, we're going to build a bridge from Florida to Mexico to... Hang on. Why am I saying this like I don't have interactive tools? There we go. So the scale's going to be wrong, but copy image. So we've got... So we got this right here, and someone's like, hey, this is a thing, and then someone goes, as a group of wizards goes, hey, we're over here in Miami, and we want to attack Cancun. So we're gonna cast magic thing and build like a mountain range all the way across here that we can use as a land bridge to bypass their navy and just assault them. Okay, so now you have this whole place that's like, oh, it's now cut off from the ocean. What's going to happen to it? So you could have something like this where, let's say this blue part's deeper water. This stays wet, but all this light blue stuff dries out. But it was once the ocean. So this, now dry land. Beautiful coral all over the place, making a natural maze. This battle happens, something happens. Who cares? We'll decide that later. And while that's going on, people are like, hey, check out this new land. Let's freaking make a home here. And people move in. And they learn, they start small. They just move to... probably mostly trash. Galveston beaches are already gross AF. It's fantasy world. It's not real. It's okay. This could be beautiful. So you got people from Galveston because they're like, this place is trash. Let's move in here. And they start mapping the coral in their area. And then the Brownsville people are like, hey, why don't we build out here too? And I'm covering that name up, the Tarnica. It's like, hey, let's do that. And New Orleans is like, hey, let's do that. And eventually, all these places expand. And if you share maps, you now have a map of this entire coral maze. Each area was familiar with their original locations. And once they start expanding, they learn the other maps and stuff. Now you have this. And, hey, we don't want this, hey, we built here. We don't want this to flood. So now they can start building, hey, we're going to put like coral walls here. Like we're going to build our our hoses and our pipes and our hydraulics and our dams to make sure this stays, you know, here. And then they can have something with these mountains, building hydraulics, dams, whatever, that when they need to, boom, flood, water comes in, flush the place out. Where does it go? Hey, it drains into here, into the center part. So even though they flood it, it'll only be flooded for so long and then it'll drain. I think that's a pretty cool idea for a location. I like all these ideas. I love the Coral Lake of Mexico. Yep. We do have to come up with a name for it. It can't be the Coral Lake of Mexico. This is a fantasy world. We don't have real world names. Except Salt Fake City. That's the closest we can get. I let that one slide because it led to dicking around town. So names can be the same in multiple places. Yeah, my thought being like each one of these places started expanding. And then once they were starting to bump up to each other, they were like, hey, rather than being like New Galveston and newer New Orleans and New Panama City, why don't we here in the Corals just make our own? We're the Corals. There's a Paris, Texas. Why not a Coral Lake of Mexico? Because there's no Mexico, is the answer. I mean, there's Mexico, like, here in reality. But, like, in our fantasy world, there is no Mexico. Excuse me. Ungundari has Florida, but no Mexico. And this isn't Ungundari. I feel like I should be paying more attention since I literally live in Baton Rouge. I mean, it's okay. Make fantasy Mexico, Jesse. Modern problems require modern solutions. This is the most Louisiana y'all are ever going to talk. I have a friend that lives in Louisiana and he loves it. Or New Orleans, and he loves it, which is in Louisiana. Do you like it there? Is it beautiful? Coral Town, North Coral Town, West Coral Town, Coralia, Coralopolis. Coralopolis. Pretty nice, except for the right-wing nuts and the pollution. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. Both of those are bad problems to have. Found the picture I wanted to link earlier when we were talking about large size. Let me drag that over. The medium-sized centaur riding a large-sized horse. Are centaurs considered mounted for the purposes of wielding a lance, for example? Nope. That's terrible. They should absolutely... why wouldn't they be? Les bon temps. Les bon temps rules RPG talk. I bet if I could read that in a bon ton accent. I only know how to say Bill and Sookie in bon ton accents. Like how the horse looks unhappy as everybody else. Yeah, I agree. I heard a noise. I think it was the mail. I'll be right back. It was the mail. Junk mail. I like how when they released centaurs as medium creatures, they said that medium creatures could ride centaurs. Everyone went straight to making Goombas. Goomba stacks of centaurs. That's funny. Yeah, I feel like you could have, like, centaurs. I mean, you could... I mean, you could make, like, pony centaurs. So it's like, you don't have to be a size large creature. You don't have to be, like, war horse sized. And then you have a big human body on top. Like, it could be, you know, like a donkey or a pony sized centaur, and that'd be fine. But I feel like that's not what people want. Like, they generally want, like, a horse sized centaur. Like, that's a... You see it in fantasy movies, you read about it, that's what the art is. Like, you have like an idea of that. So to force them to be all smaller, I feel like it's weird. I'll stack 10 horse-sized centaurs on top of each other. Sounds great. Should do it. Okay. I think that something alluding to maze needs to be in the name, because that's important to this. Where's my web browser? We need, not rhymes. Oh, synonyms. No, I was there. Labyrinth. You want to get away from the Goomba centaurs? 10 attacks of opportunity. No. See, the third centaur is actually out of range. Out of range increment. Unless they have a long weapon. If they have a long weapon, then that one is within range. So you have a maximum of 3 centaurs. So you've got bottom centaur, which, of course, centaur on top of the so centaur 2. So you have the centaur. So it's like, okay, so you have 2 centaurs. Centaur 3 is 1 range increment out. But if they have a reach weapon, lance, yes, bam. Centaur 4, would that be out of range increment? Or would that be... Okay, so 4 maximum. Because once you get to the 5th centaur, definitely 2 range increments. That one could have a bow. It wouldn't get attacks of opportunity. But centaur 1 through 5... Centaur 1 and 2 have swords. Centaur 3 and 4 and 5 have lances. And then centaur 6 through 10 have bows and crossbows. Actually, no. Centaur 6 through 9... have bows and crossbows. Centaur 10 is so high, they actually have boiling oil that they'll just dump on you. Like you're sieging a castle. A stack of half centaurs, half bugbears with lances and long arms. All right, that works. Into it. Hey, welcome back, Discordia. What happens if you start tickling the lowest centaur? They gotta make a save. Centaur 10 is a warlock with long-range Eldritch Blast invocation. Yeah. Tis Adventures. Tis-eyed Adventure. Hey, how's it going? Hi to you. We are, oh shoot, you followed too. Hi. Have you been watching for a while, or you just popped in and was immediately like, this is my jam, and then followed? 10th Centaur is just a janitor. It's just the janitor from Little Nightmares. Centaur 1 is super encumbered by this point. Yeah, Centaur 1 has to never skip leg day. Holding up 9 other centaurs. Yupper is both. I am Tissa. Oh, Yupper's both. Oh, okay. I'm Tissa from Second Wind Discord. Hey, welcome. You mean that place that I work? I can say that now. Centaur 1 has been saddled with a huge responsibility. That's a good pun, Larson. I appreciate that. A rabbit warren? Okay. Here's a dumb name. Are you ready for this? How's this for a name of a place? Coral combs. It's like catacomb, which is a synonym of maze, but it's coral. Larson with an immediate no. Coral combs. Centaur 1 is a barbarian who's always raging because every round the stack of centaurs on top of him is an attack on his dignity. It's funny. I wish I could be as supportive as you were just now, but my heart won't let me. No, that's fine. Okay, so you don't like coral comb. That's fine. I'm thinking something sea related and something maze related. Or something wet and something maze. Hodgepodge. I love that word. Not appropriate here. What are our things? Labyrinth. Too straightforward. Web, network, meander, warren. Warren could work. Jungle. It's going to definitely bring the wrong imagery. Complex network. Network of paths. Rabbit warren. Tangle. Coil. Coral coil. Coral coil. My favorite. They went on tour with Lacuna Coil. Complex catacomb. Snare. Ooh. Hey, Deeps. We are trying to name our location. That is a. Where's my image? So it was once a gulf that mages made a big land bridge, and then it dried out a bunch of it. So now this area is just a maze of catacombs. So it's a catacomb maze, and that people like went in and made homes in and mapped it. And now it's a new place, but the whole thing is a maze of catacombs. So it's really hard to like navigate if you don't know the place. And we're trying to pick a name for it, and I'm pitching something that has to do with mazes and something that has to do with like water. What's up, Monday? What's on the agenda today? What I just said. I hope you heard that. Coral net. Coral warren, razor warren, coral sharp, bewildering reefs. Oh shit! I kind of like the bewildering reefs. I won't even be salty because you shot me down with coral combs, Larson. But I actually like bewildering reefs. It's very intriguing. It's a little ominous. I'm not going to erase coral combs yet. Probably does need the bewildering reefs. I was about to look up terms referring to water levels. Ooh, that would be good too. You don't have to be salty, Jesse. The seawater does that for you. All right, good. Saves me the trouble, I guess. All right, so the bewildering reefs. I like that. I'm just gonna make this real small. It's like it doesn't want to leave yet. Salt maze doesn't sound awful. I like salt. I don't want to use the word maze. Because I feel like that's too straightforward. Brine hollows. Ooh. That's good too. You're not going to be the... Hootenizing scrutinannies? I miss Harmony. I'm sorry. Hootenizing scrutinannies. I don't care what context that is in. That's funny. That's just funny. Bewildering reefs. Okay, hang on. We have heard water levels, salt water. Okay, maze. Okay, so the brine hollows. That was it. Okay, that was the other one. The brine hollows. That is a good one. Polyp catacombs. God, that sounds super gross. I kind of like it. But also sounds gross. Do you know about salt domes, Jesse? No, what's a salt dome? Avery Island, Tabasco. Like the hot sauce? Brine Hollows could be two words. That's up to us. Oh, shit. Deebs, you just cheered 300 bits. Also, congrats on full-time second winding. Thank you. I have to learn how to use After Effects now, which is terrifying, because that's an entire program that like has to do with animation, which is not something I know a lot about. So, is wild. I have to learn it. Also, Twitch added 30 bits. It just says cheer 30. We added 30 bits to Deebs' cheer. I'm very confused, but I guess thanks, Twitch. But a serious thanks, Deebs. I appreciate it. They form islands. Giant mounds of salt form islands. You mine them out. Yes, the hot sauce. Yeah, they're doing that thing where if you cheer 300 bits, Twitch sends extra. Oh, that's cool. The Benthic Tangle. Larson, can you just calm the heck down on good names? Maybe not the catacombs so much as the wilderness next to it. Benthic Tangle. I don't know what a benthic is. What's a benthic? Not menthic. Definition. Pertaining to the benthos Oh, living on the seafloor as opposed to floating on the ocean. Oh. Dang, that's good. So the benthic tangles. We could also switch some of these. So like the benthic, well, benthic reefs I feel like is a little redundant. Benthic hollows could work though. Ooh, crustacean snare. Ooh, I like snare. Crustacean is good, but it's not a maze. But I guess snare could be maze. The mangroves? That's a dating site. That's a dating site in this world. Like a literal site that you go to find dates. It's a grove. If they spread down there, Story of Coast. What is that noise? Deebs cheered one bit and says, Deebs got a cheer of a boost for free? Hey, Italian. Thank you for your one bit. Yes, I think he said if you cheer 300 or over 300, they'll add 30 to it. Sorry, yeah, Italian cheered one bit and says Deeb's got a cheer bit or cheer. It's just showing me the emoji, so it's just got a bit of a boost for free. Oh, now I get it. That was a joke. A bit of a... Oh, now I see you just wrote it out for me. A bit of a boost. Because I missed it. That's a good joke. I feel very dumb. And I'm just gonna... Alright, bye. I'm just kidding. I'm not leaving. I do feel dumb, but I won't just leave because of it. The reverse canals. The reverse canals. So the Salanak Tanglebank. Ooh. Atoll Hollow. Flummox Shoal. Oh, those are fun too. I really like Tanglebank. I think out of all those, Tanglebank's my favorite. Hang on. Tanglebank. I didn't get it till Talion spelled it out either. I did get it before Talion spelled it out. And then I looked over and saw that he spelled it out. So, like, it took me as long as it took him to spell it out for me to get it. But I did figure it out on my own. My eyeballs hurt. I have a bit of a headache. Oh, if you really want to scare your players, you can go Old Greek with them and say, the nest of cancers. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Mean crabs. Yeah. That was kind of fun, too. You actually got there on your own. I did. The big break. As in a water break to stop the hurricanes. Play on Big Easy? There's definitely a joke in there I'm not getting. Wildering Shoal. Shoal? Shoal. I think it's Shoal. I feel like there should be a bar called Sandbar. Oh yeah, absolutely. Hang on. Let me put that in the lore. Has a bar. Has a chain of bars called Sandbar. Sandbar. Very important lore. Because old Greeks thought cancer was literally lumps of crab under your skin? What? I don't know. That can't be true. That true? I don't think that's true. Why my music stop? Yes, I'm still listening, YouTube. Oh no, I think Twitch saw that I was making jokes about not being topless and doing jumping jacks, because I got a notification saying we've updated our sexual content policies to draw clearer lines, and have also updated our criteria for homepage recommendations. Gee, Twitch, I wonder why. I wonder if mostly topless person who was painting on themselves yesterday, that was on the front page with 3,000 people, made you decide to do something about that. Oh, that's wild. Huh. Soggy dollar bar. Hey, Penta, how are you doing? It's last week's shoot, sponsor of the stream sponsor, Penta Damn Rose. Owner of the sandbar hates sand. Rip topless meta. Exposed shoulders is the best I could do, everybody. Sorry. Best I got. You're too much raw passion for Twitch to handle? That's what it is. Wait, who was painting on themselves topless yesterday? I need to know so I could avoid them in the future. I don't remember their name. But there was a lady. Well, I'm assuming a lady. There was a person with large bazongas on the front page of Twitch who had like pasties on and was painting full body art on herself, which did look cool. It was like some sort of like white and blue, and it was like, that's cool. But it was just like her covering her chest doing this and painting and talking to people, and it was like, this, like, I know this violates something. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch it or that it's bad or this person shouldn't do that. That's all fine. But, like, it does seem like that's not what Twitch wants. And then Twitch immediately updated their stuff and sent a notification on it. So it seems, yes, it was really not what they wanted. They caught wind of that Hunnigan cosplay and thought it'd be too racy. Ah, dang. Well, I guess my Hunnigan cosplay playthrough of Resident Evil 4 is off the table now. Lady seems like a reasonable guess. I think people who don't want to be ladies usually take steps to remove or hide their big bazongas. I mean, sometimes you got big bazongas, and you just got big bazongas. Sometimes it's just how it go. I never learned their name or watched their stream. I remember Honey Money complaining about them for a while. Then they started showing up in Twitch recommendations for a couple weeks before it went away. That's like the hot tub thing, where it's like they found some sort of loophole. I just say this seems to be a pattern. It's definitely a pattern. Yeah, where it's like it was like, oh well, if we're just chatting, but like we're in an inflatable pool, so we can wear a bikini. And then Twitch was eventually like, no. Was it the same body paint lady? Wow. Also, I've been using Restream for like the last week, and it hasn't borked out on me that I have figured out yet. So like, dare I trust it? But fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 18 times. Wait, no. Fool me once, shame on you, Restream. Fool me 18 times. I should have saw it coming. Her stream was titled, "This is Allowed," sweat emoji. I'm going to name my next stream, "This is Allowed," sweat emoji. And it's just going to be me talking about games. Never mind the topless meta. We all know you're Winnie the Poohing it. That's true. I'm definitely not wearing purple plaid pants or different dinosaur socks than the dinosaur socks I was wearing yesterday and had to throw out because there was holes in them. They showed up in my recommendation, and I watched for 10 minutes and wanted to blow my brains out and block them permanently. Fair. No, the body paint lady was Taylor something. I think it was somebody else who was banned. Testing artistic boundaries. A true bohemian. Yep. I do support the testing of boundaries. That's important. I guess how you test them is also very important. Can't just be like, well, I tested it. And it was like, yes, but that was a bad idea. Like, you can't just justify it by being like, but it was a test. It's like, but if it was a bad test, if it was a bad thing, for the sake of a test, still a bad thing. All right. So we have the Bewildering Reefs, the Brine Hollows, the Benthic Triangle, or the Benthic Tangle, and Tanglebank as names for Coral Maze. It's pretty good. All right, let's get some of the, we only got like 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna bang out some of this. So it was Golf, Culminary Hallows? What's a culminary? I thought I'm dyslexic, and I was like, what's a claminary? Like clams? It's like, no. I thought you said Benthic Triangle. I think I did say Benthic Triangle at first. I really like Brine Hollow, says Talion. Don't think you need the... Yeah, I think Brine Hollow works. Oh, Calamari Hollows. Ooh, I do... Oh... Okay, gonna be honest. I do like the word calamare. I think that I feel like that's because squids are weird. So like that gives you a bit of weirdness. That should put you in the right mood. But also, you know, water. And it's kind of like, you know, if you looked at it from above, it might look like a bunch of squid arms. Also, I can't find it in myself to be annoyed at the hot tub streamer. I know it's probably frustrating for more legitimate, quote, streamers, for the lack of a better term, to see them get 100 times the views that they do. But let's be real. It's not like there's an audience overlap. Larson, I agree. I am also not mad at that. It's like, you know, you do your thing. Because if someone wants to watch Hot Lady in Bathtub more than they want to watch me be stupid in Fall Guys or something, like, then like they can do that. Like, it's not like if the hot tub streamer wasn't there, that audience would come to me, or like really anyone else who's like, well, they're watching this, so why aren't they watching me? Like, if they're not watching you, they're not watching you for a reason. And if they're, I mean, it might be that they don't know you're there, but, and if they are watching this, they're watching that for a reason. So, yeah, not going to get mad. Like, people just going to watch what they watch. Official conclusion of all the clever names. Squids are weird. Squids are weird. Love them. Deep's also a big fan of Brine Hollow. Was the in front of it? It was, yeah, Brine Hollows. I think it does work better as without the. The Bewildering Reefs, I think, works better with the, rather than just Bewildering Reefs. And the Benthic Tangle or the Benthic Tangle, I think that can go either way, and then Tanglebank is good on its own. Hypothetically, if I'm in the kind of mood where I want to watch someone splash around in a bikini, I'm probably not in the mood, the kind of mood where I want to talk D&D with Jesse. Yeah, that's 100% fair. Yeah. Like, there will be some, Venn diagram overlap of those two, but it is very much a mood thing where it's like, well, I want to talk about RPGs, or I want to watch Hot Lady in Bathtub. Like, the other one isn't going to provide that for you. Choice is good. Tentacle Triangle. Project Tentacle Triangle Strategy Path Traveler. That's what I just saw triangle and just made me think of Octopath Traveler and Project Triangle Strategy. Hey, why did you stop? Okay, you came back on. Cool. No RPG discussion in a hot tub stream? Are you kidding me? I would love to do that. Hot tub thing. Let's hot tubs hot talks about RPGs. That's the name of the stream. I'll see if I can get it on Second Wind. I'm sure they'll love it. I don't think they'll let me do that one. I mean, look, nerds are thirsty too. You could do a hot tub. If you come up with a clever name, you could absolutely do a hot tub RPG stream, and people would watch it. No, that's the dream. I don't think my first choice for that mood would be, yeah, I want to experience this in a Twitch chat with hundreds of other people. Different strokes for different folks. Some people, they want those hundreds of other people around. There is that RPG called Hot Springs Island. There could be a crossover. There's an RPG called Hot Springs Island. That's funny. T&T, Tabletop and Thirst. I like that. You could also just be thirsty at the table, parentheses, top, close parentheses. Hot in tentacle tube trials. Hot in tentacle tub trials. I was very curious. I was like, where's this tube coming from? Misspelling. Dice and Vice. Oh, dang. Larson, I'm going to need you to leave. You are putting me to shame with the amount of names you're coming up with. Does the nipple rule extend to male presenting streamers too? I'd imagine it technically does, but it doesn't really get reported. I honestly do not know if it is a ban Larson emote when. Gotta get a ban Larson emote. I honestly do not know what the nipple rules are on Twitch and YubTub. They could just be like, no nipples. Underwater maze level, hot tub tentacle tube trial. That's everybody's favorite Zelda dungeon, right? The hot tub tentacle tube trial. That's the water dungeon in, I don't know, Skyward Sword. I was trying to think of an obscure Zelda. Probably Phantom Hourglass or something. I don't know. Minish Cap. But there's 4 of them. There was like one where it was 4 Zeldas and they all have different color caps. There is a tentacle boss in Skyward Sword. Nailed it. 4 swords. That makes sense. DC 18 plus to watch. To watch this stream. Crawdad, I gotta remember that to put in a title. That's funny. That's very funny. DC 18 plus to watch this stream. That's $2 joke. Considering how thirsty people are for Link, guilty. That dungeon would sell like hotcakes. Put him in the Gerudo outfit, and you'll print infinite money. Yeah. Nerds are thirsty. Oh, I have to write this down. Okay, golf. Wizards made mountain range block from ocean. Half of golf dried up, leaving a maze of super tall coral. Folks from previously beachside places expanded in, mapped the maze, and created the location, which I'll have the name for. I hate that tentacle no longer means cool octopus arm and is just, well, you know. Now, it also means cool octopus arm. Just not exclusively. Make it a co-op dungeon so Sidon and the thirst with Sidon and the thirst will never end. Which one's Sidon? If I look for Sidon, am I gonna... Do I have to save for work this? Let me move it off camera. Oh, that guy! Yeah, he's pretty hot. Just has a whole fish for a head. Wild. Zelda's weird. Okay, so dried up, created location. And I got all the stuff with the flooding. So put stuff in mountain to flood when needed, and then I got all the details of that with traps and stuff. Aw, Cuttlefish Cove. Cuttlefish Cove sounds adorable. I mean, it's probably because the word cuddle's in it, and then cove to make it a... Oh, I'm blanking on that word. Oh my gosh. Alliteration. But Cuttlefish Cove sounds like Mandate Grove. It's just a place where you go to meet people. Cuttlefish Cove is already a brothel. Chain of places called. Wait. Of date. Locations. I don't know. I'll say that better. Named Cuttlefish Cove. I don't know what a date location is, but I'll figure that out. I love having a cuttlefish in Subnautica. Date locations. I didn't want to put brothel, but I wasn't really sure what to put instead. Because I wasn't committed to anything. So I just put date locations. It sounds sweet and innocent. Like how Forgotten Realms has a lot of fest halls. I don't know what a fest hall is. That's just where you get festivals, but it's like not really what it's there for. All right, I think that's the information I need. I can build off of that. We got all this. I like this. I'm kind of leaning Brine Hollows or Brine Hollow. But I like all these. We'll find out. Either way, it's 3 o'clock, so I gotta stop. It's been 2 hours. That's what Greenwood called them after RTS told him he couldn't have a setting full of brothels. I was telling you, nerds are thirsty. All right. Where are we going? Jenny Bunnybean is playing Ready or Not, which is an 18 plus. Or I don't know if the game is 18 plus. Her stream just says 18 plus. Giant Bomb is playing Ride to Hell. Vampy is just chatting. I Am Pete's is playing Skyrim. V is playing The Long Drive, which is something about a desert. I don't know. And then Radiant Lucina is playing Dead by Daylight. Where you want to go? Or guide the raid somewhere else. Sounds like a TTRPG I want to play. Checks driver's license. 18 plus is okay. Yep, DC 18 plus. 18 plus buddies, you say. No, it's Bunny. Ah, shoot, what's her name? Jenny Bunnybean, who we found, or she found us because she does the voice of one of the ghosts in Ghost Exorcism Core. And we were playing that, and she joined the stream and was like, hey, I do one of the voices in this game. And we were like, that's wild. And she chatted for a bit, and then I followed her. Yeah, that happened. What's my modifier to watching streams check? I don't know. Are you good at it or are you bad at it? Reciprocal raid is cool. Reciprocal? Oh, reciprocal. I thought that was a name. Like I should be looking for reciprocal. But I wasn't reading it as reciprocal. I was reading it as like a weird word that someone misspelled to make a cool name. Alright, well, I'm going to set it up for Jenny because no one else said another thing. So. I also don't know what Ready or Not is. But I guess we have to find out. Thanks, everybody, for coming. YouTube, I guess you could just do whatever you want because raids don't work in YouTube. But there are people in there, so thanks. Thank you, Tis Adventures. Welcome. You're welcome, Penta. Thank you. Welcome, Josh. Thank you. Bye, Larson. Bye, Miss Harmony. Bye, Deeps. Bye, Talion. Bye, Crawdad. Thanks, Discordia. Wait, who else did I say bye to? Fungus Finder. Bye, Fungus Finder. We're gonna scroll up. We're gonna scroll up. We're gonna scroll up. Nope, read that name already. Yep, read that one. Yep, read that one. All right. I just read up and saw the mangroves. That's funny. All right, I hit this raid button. I hope I see you all around places. And it's Second Wind, my Discord, all over the place, wherever. And if not, then I hope you have a good time doing whatever it is you are doing. Bye, everybody.